Kortex is dead and now Eden takes its place. So if you use Kortex, we're going to cover everything about its successor in this video. I will be covering what Eden is compared to Kortex, the new major features that are inside Eden and that change the game, all the differences and what they removed or added from Kortex inside Eden, and to conclude, I will give you my honest assessment of Eden after 2 months as a beta user trying it, and I will also tell you whether you should switch or not from Kortex to Eden. Okay, so we're back on this mind map where I will explain the main differences between Eden and Kortex. So let's begin with what is Eden concretely and how the vision shifted from Kortex to Eden. So first, let's set the context. Basically, Dan Koe and the team shut down Kortex to rebuild Eden from scratch. And the reason is that they tried to build their own authentication system inside Kortex. And this led to a lot of issues and a lot of bugs because it's something very complex to manage as a team, especially a young one. So it stopped them from scaling the features and they realized that they needed a fresh foundation to actually build the software and build the vision that they had. And so basically what they did is that they rebuilt Eden. This time they used third-party software to manage things like authentication and stuff. And so now they can work on improving the software way easier. So I've been a beta tester for Eden for the past 2 months and I also fully transitioned all of my Kortex system to Eden. So now let's see what Kortex was. So basically Kortex was designed primarily as a second brain app for writers and creators. And their main focus was not taking an AI writing assistant with the AI features. Basically in Kortex you had this ability to reference and use any AI chat models that you wanted and reference your notes inside the chat. So as I said, the main differentiator for Kortex were the AI model access and the document referencing feature. The problem with that, it was easily copyable and it was not defensible as a business. And with the authentication issues that they had that prevented them from moving fast and developing new features, basically Kortex was doomed to fail if they kept going with it. So while they decided to rebuild Kortex from scratch and build Eden, they also had a new vision for the app. And the new vision for Eden is a search engine for your memories. The idea is to have a universal capture system. You can capture anything you want to remember and you have everything that is automatically organized by AI. So you can capture any links that you want, you can capture YouTube videos, you can capture Instagram Reels, Substack articles and anything and just copy paste it inside your workspace and it will be automatically transcribed and tagged by AI. Also, now Eden isn't just dedicated for solo creators anymore. It also focuses on teams, filmmakers, designers, and creatives in general. So the core philosophy shift is that Kortex was basically taking notes and write content and use AI and stuff. And now Eden is capture everything, AI organizes, and then resurface everything when needed. Now keep in mind that you can still create manual notes inside Eden. You can basically do everything that you can do inside Kortex inside Eden. So you can still use the Zettelkasten method, create your own literature note and apply the traditional note-taking system inside Eden, so that totally still work. The true power of Eden is this idea of that you can capture everything and then resurface it way easier than it was before. So you have less manual friction and it's better actual usage. And I think this is the future of this kind of tools, especially when you want to create a second brain and stuff, because it will allow you to remove all of the painful grunt work of having to create tags and a lot of links so you can find the notes that you created. Here, if you have an AI that is so powerful that it can basically search inside your workspace and resurface everything you need when you need it by just asking it, then you don't even need to organize it anymore. You can just capture, store it, and then ask AI when you need to find some ideas that you've previously worked on. So now let's see the new features of Eden. So first, as I said, one of the key new features is the universal capture and auto tagging system. So basically what it does is that you can drop any link, YouTube, Instagram, articles or newsletter, and it will be auto transcribed and auto tagged by AI. So as I said, it eliminates the manual metadata work. It solves one of the biggest weaknesses of traditional Zettelkasten, which was spending hours organizing things yourself. So as I said, now you can just You don't have to focus on tags and links and stuff. And personally, even as someone with 500 plus nodes in Obsidian, the maintenance work of having to add links and tags and stuff becomes demotivating after a while. So the fact that you have this auto tagging system means that you can have consistent structure without effort. Now, the second key feature is the visual search. So basically what it does is that if you type pink sweater inside Eden, you will find every videos plus the exact time codes where pink sweater appears. As I heard from the team, it will also work with style. So for example, if you put cinematic footage, it will surfaces videos with the matching aesthetics. So I haven't tried this yet, but I think it's very powerful if you are a video creator, a big YouTuber that has a lot of B-rolls and stuff and is working with an editor. So Eden can totally replace frame.io, which is a tool to basically upload and edit videos and comment on specific time codes to work with your editors. So I think it's very interesting for creators with bigger teams. So that's one of the key features that shows how Eden evolved beyond Kortex. So as I said, it's a game changer for filmmakers and video editors, content teams. It means that you don't have to scrub hours of footage, and as I said, it is a great way to show how Eden expands beyond writers. And one of the most major new feature is the canvas. So canvas basically are interactive whiteboards in the style of Poppy.ai. If you know about it, that's basically this. It allows you to have visual organization for complex ideas, and it has a lot of interesting use cases. So you can use it to create research section, outlines, brainstorming, reusable workflows with AI prompts, connect notes and resources with AI chat visually, and it's very interesting. So I will show you a bit how it looks like actually inside Eden. So here, for example, we are in my Eden workspace, and I can just click on Canvas and it will open a new canvas. So I will just play demo. And here, as you can see, it opened the canvas. So you can have templates. They've had this pre-built templates layout for you to try around. So I will open one so you can see how it looks like. Of course, you can create your own canvas as well. And you can add any file from your workspace. You can create notes. You can add AI chats with, again, every model that you want. And you can also add raw links inside it and even upload files from your computer. So here I will just click on YouTube content system so you can see how it looks like. And here, as you can see, that's a great example of how you can have specific workflows inside Canvas. So here we have the different steps. They put some instruction here, and here we have basically frames with specific prompts and AI chats that are linked together. So I will just zoom a bit so you can look how it looks like. And so yeah, basically you can just put any notes from your workspace and stuff, and you can, with these little links, references to the AI chat, so the AI can use it as context. And you can even link an AI chat to another AI chat, so it can use the context from this previous AI chat in this new AI chat. So as you can see, the workflow here is basically to add your voice, then generate some topic, and then from this topic write a YouTube script. And here, as you can see, they added some specific YouTube videos that will serve as context to the AI. So it basically train the AIs on proven workflows, so you have a better output from your own context. So that's very powerful. Here you have the prompt as well. And that's a great example of how Canvas can be very interesting. Of course, that's a template, but it also works very well when you want to use your own workflows, your own custom workflows. You just open a Canvas and then you can just start putting up notes and YouTube videos and stuff and link everything together and basically do as you please. It's an easier and more creative way of working with AI, so I think it's very cool. So let's get back to the mind map. So as I said, the good is that it's powerful for complex creative projects. Now I'm gonna be honest, right now it can be quite slow, laggy and even buggy, but keep in mind it's constantly being optimized, but I still use Claude when I really need speed and I just want to work. Also keep in mind that it can be due because I have older hardware. I have a MacBook Pro 2020 and I have the older Intel Core, so that doesn't help, but of course that's not an excuse. It should work even on these computers. But yeah, they're actually optimizing things. So right now I still think canvas are a bit too slow and buggy to be really usable in my workflow. But when it will be optimized and it will be quicker, I think it will be really amazing. So as I said, the concept is amazing. I think the execution needs a bit of improvement and it's not perfect, but they're working on it. And as we said before, because now they don't have to focus on fixing authentication anytime they add any new features to the tool, they can actually focus on fixing bugs and adding new features to the software, and they can move at much greater speed that they were able to do inside Kortex. So that's something to keep in mind, and so that's why I have no doubts that in a few weeks, even days, Canvas will already be way better and will already work way better. So that's something to keep in mind. And now the latest feature that is new and that is very cool is you can add entire folder as references inside your AI chats. So that's something that I really wanted to have in Kortex for a while, and it's finally possible. As I said, you can reference folders inside AI chat. So basically what it allows you to do is that you can drop whole notes folder inside your AI chat and chat with your entire knowledge base. And it can replace Cloud projects or ChatGPT projects for many use cases. And you can also, for example, add templates, reference files, and training materials to your chat, and it doesn't and it's not as slow as it was in Kortex. So for example, in Kortex, if I wanted to do that, basically I will have to open a new chat. So for example, here I would have to open a chat, and if I wanted to add files as references, I would have to add them one by one, which was very, very slow. So for example, I will add some notes I had. So it was very slow. It wasn't very practical, and as soon as you add many notes to reference inside the chat, it was kind of a bother, to be honest. But in Eden, what you can do is that basically you can open chat again, but here you can reference entire folder. So if I just go there and I put, for example, my Mind Galaxy folder, as you can see, I can reference my entire folder of notes inside one chat. So I won't do that because there is like 500 notes inside this folder. So I think it will be a bit too much for the AI to process. But you can, for example, do this. If I maybe put templates, I can find a folder with specific templates and just so I have one, you know, so I can use my folder templates. I have all of my templates reference to the chat and work like this. So it's the same thing with examples. For example, if you want to add some previous examples of work you've done so the AI can take inspiration for the style and everything, well, you can just put all of the folder with all of your previous, for example, newsletters or YouTube scripts, and the AI will automatically have access to it. So that's a great thing, and as I said, it replaces basically Cloud projects and ChatGPT projects, so that's very, very cool. Now, let's see what's different and what was removed from Kortex, because there are some differences from how Kortex used to be in Eden. So let's see that. So the first thing is they removed the element features. So basically the element features were this fancy bubble. So for example, if I go there and I click on this file, as you can see, this file will have elements inside. So these were elements. So, you know, I could just open them and click and toggle. Basically, they were fancy toggle headings. And so they removed that. And as I said, it has minimal impacts. Basically, toggle headings allow you to have the same results, so it's not a real loss. Of course, it was aesthetically pleasing. Elements were like visually good, in my opinion, and I know some people miss them from Kortex, but like as I said, it's not like a real loss because we can still use toggle headings to achieve the same results. Now the capture feature has been changed as well. So in Kortex you had like this chat-like capture interface where you could just open and add any IDs at any time. So in Eden it works differently. It's a quick note system instead. I think it will be updated, and I will update the capture feature inside Eden in future updates, but right now it's more like a quick capture. So for example, you can just there and, you know, like basically you create a note. You just create a new note and you type it inside. So we it's not really the same workflow and it's not as intuitive as it was in Kortex right now, but I think it's going to be improved. So as I said, it's different UX, but basically you can do the same. It works, but it's not as it was in Kortex. You don't have the chat-like specific interface. Then, very big change, we have the library feature. So the library feature in Kortex was basically a separate section where you add all of your highlights and sources like YouTube videos and stuff that were directly added in a specific interface. So if I go inside Kortex, I will show you. Here, as you can see, I have library. So I will just close the chats, and here I have library. If I open the library, I will find all of my books that were synced with Readwise, and I will find authors and all of my highlights from all of my books. So that's a lot of stuff, and you had basically this dedicated section that you could then reference inside your document. So this has been completely removed, as now you can just add any file into your workspace directly. So it kind of removes this needs of having to first watch some content, highlight it, have it synced to Readwise, and then have Readwise synced to Kortex. Basically now, if I want, I can just copy paste this podcast of Dan Koe with Chris Williamson. I can just copy paste it to my Eden workspace, and it will automatically transcribe and tag. And then if I need to reference it at any time, I will be able to look at it. So I will maybe show you how a YouTube video looks like. So if I go to here to links, I can see all of the videos and content that I've actually saved inside Eden. So here, for example, we have I will take latest Kortex video, and as you can see, it's added here. And here you can basically watch the entire video here if you want. You automatically have specific time codes that are created. You have access to the entire transcript, and so you can basically work directly inside your workspace like that. And so it kind of removes the need of having to take highlights from content. Now you just save the content to your workspace. If you need to create notes from it, then you just open it up, create your own notes directly. No need to go through this whole highlighting process as we did before. So for me, it's something that speed things up and make the systems, the Zettelkasten system easier. So that's a great thing to keep in mind. That's a big change, as I said. Now in Eden, you just have everything that lives in your workspace. You paste any link. It's a workspace item, no separate categories, as I said. So for the Readwise integration, as I said, we don't have any Readwise integration anymore inside Eden. So what you can do if you still want to have all of your Kindle highlights inside Eden is basically just to manually copy paste your Kindle highlights to Eden. Honestly, it takes less than 5 minutes, and you just have a dedicated note with your specific highlights from books, and then you can just work on it from there using the AI chats, using the canvas, or just creating notes, so as you want. And as I said, it will be referenceable in the chats and canvas. So my take on all of that is that it's a small inconvenience to have the Readwise integration removed, but this workspace first approach feels cleaner, less separate, and it actually speeds things up if you get used to it, in my opinion. Now, another feature is that changed is the folder system, which is basically how the workspace is organized. So basically in Kortex, you only add notes, and you could add notes nested to other notes, which created this kind of folders. In Eden, we have a dedicated folder system. So honestly, that doesn't really have real impact. It's basically cleaner. It's a bit more intuitive for traditional users, and you can still have a bottom-up organization system inside Eden if you want. I have basically the same organization system that I use in Kortex, but in Eden, just the name changed. So my take on that is that basically it's a small quality of life improvement, doesn't change anything. As you can see inside my Kortex, I had basically my Para system with project, resources, archives, and stuff. And I had my Mind Galaxy folder where inside I had all of my notes that were living. So I have all of my 500 notes here. So here it's basically a bottom-up organization system. And here, if I have in Eden, that's basically the same, the exact same principle. I have my Para system, and here I have my Mind Galaxy folder with all of my notes. Again, So that's basically the exact same thing, and you can organize things as you want. So yeah. So for the impact on my systems, as I said, it's basically a simplification of everything. The search is powerful, so it creates manual linking and manual tagging and stuff optional. The idea is that, for example, you could just type productivity and every note around that appears. We're not there yet. Actually, I think the visual search is more powerful than the textual search at the moment, but I know the team will improve that. So of course, keep in mind it's beta, it's early access, so it's not a perfect product, it's not a finished product, and it's totally okay. For the folder organization, as I said, you have properly separates projects and areas and stuff. It doesn't change something. And also something I would like to say is that even though with the Canvas features and AI features and also the capture feature of just putting any YouTube video links inside your workspace, okay, it's powerful, and it may for some people remove the need to create some notes. So I think sometimes when you just want to orchestrate content and go fast, it's great, but keep in mind that it's still useful to create manual notes for learning, because writing your notes yourself will lead to better retention. So I still advise you to have a dedicated place where you develop your own ideas, you write your own stuff, and you write your concepts with your own words to really benefit from learning with all of the systems. As I said, you can find some balance. Use the quick capture for content for speed, and when you really want to go fast, like for example, you have an idea that you found in a YouTube video recently, you want to write on it in your next newsletter, you just copy paste the link, you put it in a canvas, you ask the AI, okay, like summarize this idea, and then you open your newsletter and you just like rewrite the summary inside your newsletters. That works, and it's great for speed. But if you really want to go deep with the ideas, remember that manual notes are the best. So now let's see my honest assessment on Eden. So the good side of Eden is that, as I said, I fully transitioned from Kortex to Eden, and I have no regrets doing so. Eden is basically Kortex but better. The auto tagging removes friction. The visual search is great, even though I'm not a filmmaker, and if you've seen my YouTube videos, I'm not someone who is doing fancy editing and stuff. But the vision now for the product and Eden in general is just more ambitious and defensible, and they have like just better odds of succeeding long term, because let's be honest, Kortex was not enough unique to be able to survive in the competitive SaaS space, especially in note taking and productivity and stuff, when you already have stuff like Obsidian that are free, that exist. So yeah, team can finally move fast to implement new features and stuff, so that's very great. No, the frustrations, of course, there are bugs. Sometimes things break, sometimes things are slow, and that's totally normal, but that's something to keep in mind. As I said, the combat speed is not smooth enough yet in my opinion, and it still needs improvement. And also, my frustration that I had since the beginning of Kortex is having no graph view, because I miss visualizing connections with my notes and ideas, something we of course add in Obsidian. And I think the team is scary to look like Obsidian and be told that they're an Obsidian copy. So that's maybe one of the reasons they didn't want a graph view and implement it. So I miss it, but also, to be honest, it's been a year. I haven't been having a graph view since I've been in Kortex for a year now, and so that means I can live without it, and it's not something that is really like essential in my workflow. But that was still something nice, you know. And also, I must say that not having any graph view reduces the motivation to manually link IDs, which is sometimes something that is a bit unfortunate, because like linking IDs is a key part of the Settle Custom method system. So yeah. Now, there is a price increase coming for Eden, something to keep in mind, because it will cost more than Kortex, because with the storage of the files, with AI tagging and search, it's of course gonna cost more to the team to handle, so that's something worth noting. And if you're a Kortex user, you can actually lock in the Kortex pricing by manually switching to Eden, and you can reach the support or reach them on Discord if you have any problems, but basically we'll be able to lock in your Kortex subscription price inside Eden. Also, I know that right now the software was only open, basically if you're a previous Kortex user and you already created a Kortex account, you will be able at any time to create an Eden account. So even if you don't join Eden right now, you will be able to to join Eden before public launch. But yeah, public launch is not yet. It's still beta testing, and it's only the Kortex previous users that are able to enter. And I think Dan did some offer in his email list about joining Eden, even if you weren't a previous member of Kortex. But I think the deadline is on Monday, 1st December. I think it's today. So yeah, so basically when you will see this video, it will probably be too late, or you will maybe have a few hours left if you like very early on the video. But yeah, so keep in mind that, as I said, it's beta software, so you cannot pay the early access tax. It's like you can try things, you can talk with the team and stuff, but at the same time things break. So I remember having a separate AI subscription as backup. You know, I still use Cloud as backup when Eden has issues and when I really want speed. But to be honest, I believe in what they're building. I love how they handled the transparency for Kortex and Eden until now. And so yeah. Now, who should use Eden? Should you use it or not? So use Eden if you're a Kortex user and you want this upgrade. If you want to support the team that is really pushing hard. Also, if you're okay with beta bugs and slowdowns and you value the visions, of course. And of course, if you're a content creator, filmmaker, designer, or creative team, Eden is also very interesting for the visual search features. But I really advise you to wait if you really need that the software is 100% polished and reliable. You don't want any friction or bugs. And if you're actually satisfied with Notion, Obsidian, or your current tools, it's also a good opportunity to wait. And if you can't justify the price increase, of course. So to conclude this already long video, let's see basically Eden is Kortex evolved, better vision, better infrastructure, the team can finally ship fast, so mobile, web, desktop are coming soon. I'm really excited about the direction. As I said, I really respect for how publicly and transparently they handled the transition and also talked openly with all of the problems of Kortex. And for me personally, I will be updating all of my systems for Eden. So that means that Noah's Ark Bank, my free collection of templates, SOPs, and AI prompts for Kortex will be updated for Eden. All of my courses and videos references Kortex will also be updated with dedicated videos to show you how to transition from Kortex to Eden and how to basically adapt to Eden. I will also develop newsletter cast and workflows and content systems adapted for Canvas. I'm still waiting for Canvas to be a bit less buggy because right now it's a bit too buggy to be used actually on my computer. Maybe on your computer it will work better, but right now for me it's not. It's still a bit too laggy. But yeah, I'm working on all of that, and I will of course creating a lot of new Eden specific videos on Canvas when it will work fine on my computer, and of course my updated second brain systems. So if you don't want to miss all of this, you can subscribe and hit the bell. And as I said, a lot of content coming. You can still join Noah's Ark Bank in the description. I will be updating soon, so you can still join it and find all of the previous systems I've created. And if you have any questions about Eden and Kortex and stuff, you can drop your questions in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye bye.